Hey, what's going on everybody? Dopamine Imbalance here, and today we're going to review the Overflow Entity MT. Let's get into it. And of course, this is a Drug Wars DLC drop. You're going to go ahead and find this in Legendary Motorsport, and it's going to come in at a $2.3 million. Woo-wee. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start off with the brakes. Brakes are actually looking pretty decent this time around. Last car I reviewed, it wasn't so hot. But we're gonna go for the sports brakes, only because it is kind of snowing out there, so I'm not gonna go for the full-fledged brakes just for this video. And most of the time I decorate when I do these cars, customize them. To be honest, these days I have so many that I never really drive them around too much. I hardly play the game too much either these days. I've made so much money in the game that I kind of just tend to... I haven't really played GTA legitimately in a while, like, just got on and played. Because I can certainly afford the cars. But for the splitter, like, stock is absolutely pretty bold, so I think I'm going to go for the secondary GT, or I could go for the GT, the regular. I'm going to go for this... interesting. I wonder if I want to go wild, like, all the way out. I don't know. Secondary diffuser. Sure, why not? I'll go for the secondary diffuser. See what we want to do here. I'll come up with the idea of what I want to do. Canards. If we're going to have that huge splitter, we might as well put some canards on this thing. Carbon canards. I'll go for the carbon canards. Change it up a little bit. For the engine, obviously, max upgrade. Wow, this thing might be a contender. Look at the statistics this thing has already. This is pretty crazy. Look at that top speed. This could potentially be, you know, I haven't cruised around on YouTube, surfed the web as of late for GTA, but this could probably be a top speed contender. Not an HSW or anything, but like against stuff like, you know, like the RSX. This might actually be a contender for those. We're gonna definitely test that. I did not have that planned in the video, but we're definitely gonna test that because this thing looks... sometimes the statistics will lie, so we're gonna see when we drive this thing. And it's definitely gonna be interesting for how it's gonna drive in the snow, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna go for quad exhaust, and for hood, I could go carbon, I could go smooth. That actually looks pretty cool. Let's see what we have here. Of course, I'm going to go through so you guys can see what they got. Pinstripe hood. That's pretty cool, actually. Race vents. Carbon race vents actually look pretty aggressive, but in a good way. Split stream hood actually looks pretty cool. I'm either going to go for split stream or carbon racers, but also at the same time, that pinstripe looks pretty cool. That pinstripe does look pretty cool. Could go for pinstripe, and I could go for the split stream hood. I'm gonna go for the split stream hood. I might change my mind later on, but we're gonna see. Could go xenon. I'm gonna skip that actually. Neons. I'm gonna skip neons. Let's go ahead and take a look at liveries. You know, I go through the liveries so you guys can see what they entail. I know you guys are interested in that. So we got dual black stripes, dual white stripes. Swedish stripes. Oh, that's pretty cool. I've never seen anything like this before. That is certainly pretty cool. Very colorful too. Two-tone, I don't know. Oh, I see it. It's over here at the... Nice. Yellow pinstripes. Ooh, I like the style of that. Kind of have a little stripe at the left side of the vehicle. Very cool. Red pinstripe. MT Rally. Actually looks pretty good with the green, honestly. Pisswasser stripe. Actually, considering it's Pisswasser, it actually doesn't look too bad. Half camo. You get this a lot with some of these cars, these exotic looking cars. I'm gonna go ahead and change up the... First of all, before I do anything, let's go ahead and handle our performance upgrades immediately. Suspension, I'm gonna go ahead and slam that puppy to the ground because why not? And it looks better like that and performs better like that. Respray. I don't know what I have for crew color, but okay, I still have like a little tangerine going on. It's free, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch up to that, and let's see what our secondary color entails, what we have here. Okay, so I was kind of expecting it to be a lot, like, there'd be some difference in the splitter, but there's not too much there. That's okay. I kind of expected that. Though there is a little bit of coloring on the back diffuser, but it's really so low-key, you can barely notice. I'm very interested to see what I'm going to change. Oh, it actually... Ah, so you change the rim color a little bit when you go through your secondary color. Very cool. Very cool. Kind of reminds me of the Corvette, the Coquette D10, I believe it's called. It kind of has the same rim, so I'm definitely going to change the rims up. I do not like that rim. It just reminds me of the Corvette. So I'm going to go for the ice white for right now, and I'm not too sure the color. I'm not so positive that I want this color. Oh, it looks really good with black. Oh, it's just so beautiful when it's black, honestly. I might consider black. It looks really, really good. Chapter purple looks really good too. Honestly, it looks like a lot of these colors look amazing on this vehicle just because it's so smoothie. It's so smooth, but it has such good curves. That's what he said. That it just goes well with almost anything. Even Carbonate Red, it looks good with that too. Also looks kind of mean with that. Not a fan of Sunset Red, but it looks good with this thing. Not the best color you could choose for this vehicle, certainly. But Black Steel looks good too. Oh, I'm in love with the colors for this vehicle. Let's go back to liveries and kind of make a decision on what we want. I might actually spend a lot of time customizing this vehicle just because it looks really good. Oh man, it looks so good. I'm going to go for the Swedish stripes, and I'm going to go back to primary color and go through metallics and see if I find anything that I partake to.
No rush at all.
Of course, I had my eye on that chapter purple, but honestly, I really love how different the stripes are, but they actually don't really go well. They actually don't go well with it, so I'm going to change my... Where was it at? Livery, there we go. I'm going to go back to liveries, and I'm going to go find something else, really. Pinstripes actually look pretty cool, but I may...
Making decisions is stressful.
Interesting. I'm going to think about... So the black won't show up, but the yellow and the red will. Let me go back to primary color, metallic, and see what black looks like on this thing. Looks pretty cool with the stripe, but it's not the best looking thing ever. I think the stripe kind of kills it. I think we should make it a clean build. Honestly, I have wanted to do a little bit of a thing here, but it's not working for me. I gotta do something. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna figure out what I want to make a decision on here. Okay, so I came up with the decision, and I got this red with this pink pearlescent. Looks super good. Kind of gives it like a little bit of a candy apple accent, but it also isn't. It's just the pearlescent, so looks really good. So I'm pretty happy with that. The mirrors, we could go for that red. They actually kind of look good. I might go for carbon, mix it up a bit, but then again, like, just more red, the better. So I'm going to go for red. For the plate, let's see what we want to do there. I'm not really one of those guys that switches up the plate too often. The white looks good, so I'm going to keep it. The roof I already handled, skirts already handled. Spoiler, what do we want to do for spoiler? What do they even have for spoilers? You can remove the wing. So it's kind of like a split stream thing. It's pretty cool. I think it suits this vehicle considering the performance, the speed on it. So like, and again, we're still going to see what that's like. These are actually pretty cool. I like how lower that is. Ducktail, it looks okay. It looks pretty cool on this. Oh, these are some interesting wings right here. What in the world? Okay, so it ends there. Entity wings. I haven't seen these before. And you got two sets of these type of wings too. Secondary super wing. Super wing. I like how flat that is, but it reminds me of a car. I can't think of it. We could go for the white. Yeah, that definitely would flare it up a little bit. We could go for the red. Red or the white? What is the decision? Red or white? Red or white? I think I'm gonna go. See, if I do the red, you can kind of see that pearlescent pop out a little bit, which is really nice. I'm gonna go for the red. Oh yeah, and You got turbo handled windows. I'm not going to do anything because the interior looks awesome. Speaking about the interior, I made like a brown interior. I thought that looked kind of retro. I don't know. It just looked pretty cool. Definitely going to change the rims because, like I said, these just look too much like the Corvette, the Coquette. So what are we going to do? I don't have these unlocked. And, ooh, if I had these, I could change the color. That's pretty cool. So I could go for ice storm. No, ice storms do not look good. Let me just find something that I'll like. Pure business. Those look okay, but okay, let's go ahead and check out street and see what we have in street. These are probably going to be more pronounced for this vehicle. Look better. Concave mega mesh. Look great. A bit too wide for this vehicle, in my opinion. A deep flake reverse always look good, but I think I'm not gonna choose that. Concave racer. That looks pretty good. But there is some sort of white accent to this. I feel like, and a deep flake. Those look really good, honestly. Just a little too deep. If I could find something I'm happy with. Seagull concaves look really good, but just a little too deep. Hype 5s look really good. Just a little too big. It is very interesting. Cosmo Mark 2s, those look good too. I think I might go for Cosmo Mark 2s. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Cosmo Mark 2s. And the wheel color, not sure what I'm gonna do there, but I think we're gonna keep it alloy. Do I want to go for a white? If I went for a white, that would look really good, honestly. Go for white. Should I? It kind of blends in better, doesn't it? Stone silver makes it darker. Alloy makes it... if I could go for white, honestly, I'm just going to go for frost white. It looks a little bit off when you look at it like this, but at the same time, it shines so much for some reason that I think it'll work out just fine. I could put some logos on the tires, but I think I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip that. Tire enhancement's not going to do anything there. So, we're pretty much done. So, we're going to go ahead and take this thing out on the street and give it a test drive. I am very excited for this. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to the rev. Definitely sounds unique, definitely sounds really good. I'm a fan of how it sounds while it's driving, and also how it revs. It sounds really good. No complaints there. There is something I have noticed, however, and that it's like the horn is broken. So I'm literally squeezing the horn, and it sounds like I'm just like going up and down, like doing it several times. I'm not. It's like broken or something like that. Like there's nothing wrong with my stick either. It's just doing that. I don't know if that's the game glitched. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the game glitching, but it's probably a broken feature on this vehicle. But yeah, my car review videos are definitely going to be interesting from right here now on because it is snowing. They brought snow to GTA Online as well as RDO, so driving is going to be a little bit encumbered, but my driving ability is not, so we'll be fine. Honestly, in GTA, it's just a blanket texture, so it's not anything like Red Dead where, you know, it's actual snow. It's just this cheap blanket put over the map. But it's not the worst thing ever, but it's definitely a bit cheap, especially on the roads. It's just a blanket that, you know, it's kind of like rain, watery roads or whatever. This thing definitely, for the statistics, earlier in the video I said that, oh, I wonder if the statistics will hold up. The handling is actually good. There is oversteer. That should not be a surprise to me. But in case you don't know, there is a bit of oversteer with this vehicle. As you can see, if you notice here, it definitely oversteers a little bit. Then, of course, take it with a grain of salt because, of course, there's snow on the ground, and thus my driving is a little bit encumbered. But there's only so much I can do, but there's not so... I'm not going to do maps or anything. But anyway, a little bit of oversteer. Oh, I'm kind of losing control here. Speaking of, we're good. It's definitely controllable. Like, you gotta, like, I definitely kept in control of that. But the top speed, I don't know about that. I think the statistics, earlier in the video I said I wonder if the statistics will hold up, and they definitely are not. Definitely are not. The statistics are definitely lying this time. I'd say by like the top speed that they're saying that, you know, it says there's so much top speed. I don't think so. I think that there's way less than what it says. The acceleration is good, but it is not the best out of my other supercars and sports cars. Like, I know I definitely could pick up several different vehicles in my garages that would outperform this thing, and even stock, this thing said it had like the best, like it literally has had, like, it statistically says it has the best top speed of any vehicle in the game, anything I own, and it does not even like top 15. Maybe close to that, but definitely like way subpar. Get out of the way, slow ass NPCs. At least they're not like sliding across the road. Definitely going to do a drag race with this. I'm going to show you guys how slow this thing is compared to other vehicles. I'm going to use the RSX, which is the fastest vehicle, generally speaking. So I'm going to use the RSX, most likely. I could test another vehicle, but I'm just going to use the RSX to show just how slow this thing is. Like, even with max upgrades, there's something else I'm hearing. If you listen carefully, if some idiot would stop calling me. If you listen carefully, it sounds like there's some sort of handling flags, performance flags, to be more precise. It sounds like this vehicle has been adjusted by Rockstar's, yeah. So let's go ahead and do a drag test and showcase how slow this thing really is. Okay, as you can see, the RSX is already done. Like that's almost a couple seconds. That's at least 2 seconds. Yeah, the RSX is just one of the many vehicles that could outperform this thing. Its statistics are a blatant lie. Either its statistics are just lying, like really bad, or Rockstar has. I would wager to bet that Rockstar has definitely put some sort of performance flags on this vehicle. Unfortunately, they have a tendency to do so. But if you like the video, guys, leave a like, leave a dislike. I'm going to give this car a 6 out of 10, unfortunately. But anyway, take care, guys.